The urge to leave our individual mark on this earth is with us all. A child's sandcastle might easily wash away, but his dreams might someday lead to conquering the impossible. Such a dreamer was sculptor Gutzon Borglum. In 1927, Borglum, working on a model in a studio near Mount Rushmore, South Dakota, began a project that the experts said simply couldn't be done. As a tribute to American democracy, Borglum had decided to carve the world's largest memorial out of the solid granite of the Black Hills. His son, Lincoln Borglum, supervised much of the carving and remembers the tremendous difficulties his father faced.
This was a thing to convince people that you could go up onto the side of a mountain, a piece of raw granite, and create a memorial. The usual reaction was that it was impossible, that it couldn't be done. And of course, this goes back to the basic thinking that most people feel that nothing can be done if they haven't seen it done before. We tried to use trained stone carvers. When you took them out of the environment of a stone quarry and hung them on the side of a mountain on the end of a cable, and they look down between their legs and they see 300 feet straight down to the ground, their perspective all changed and their work suffered entirely from it. I mean, they were not happy. All they were interested in was getting back up that cable to the top of the mountain. I think you constantly lived with danger, but it was a calculated risk so that you weren't really worried about it. You knew that if you stepped back off the scaffolding, you'd fall a couple hundred feet, so you didn't step back off the scaffolding.
Work often stopped because of the lack of money. Gutzon Borglum had to make frequent trips to Washington to plead for additional funds. With good weather and sunlight only available a few months of each year, Lincoln Borglum and his co-workers struggled against the odds and the granite of the Black Hills. There was no textbook on mountain carving, and Gutzon Borglum, the artist, also had to become an engineer, a geologist, and a miner. But the artist always prevailed. Abraham Lincoln's eyes are lifelike because Borglum recessed the pupil to remain in the shadow, except for shafts of granite that reflect the light. Since the granite here erodes less than 1 inch every 100,000 years, Borglum was confident that his memorial would last for eternity. One of Borglum's assistant mountain carvers remembers a tourist.
Oh, some of the questions are marvelous. Well, I remember when I worked on Rushmore, they wanted to know what they did with the heads in the wintertime, and we always told them, well, you put them in the studio. I mean, after all, you can't leave them out there in the cold.
Father and son worked together for 13 years, and then, sadly, Gutzon died a year before Rushmore was completed.
If it had not been for his dedication to this concept, it would never have been done. He mortgaged his immortal soul to see that it was going to be done. It's not basically a monument to the 4 figures that are up there, but to what these men represented in the growth and the progress of the United States. As much as I have been there, crawled all over that damn piece of rock, and measured every inch of it, time after time, I can't ever go back up there without getting a lump in my throat.
Gonna cut that rock, gonna shape